Hey guys, Dismal here, coming at you with a new updated deck profile for the Evil Clowns. This is going to be the November 2015 format, so I'm not going to go into extreme detail with this because if you've seen the last video, this is just an update. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out. It's on my channel. It was a pretty good deck profile, you know, now that we've lost Exciton Knight. Evilswarms are taking a little bit of a hit, especially with the loss of 3 reinforcement of the armies. However, the deck is still very playable and very fun and still very competitive. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and jump into it. Still using the 1 Rescue Rabbit because it's all we can use. Using the 3 Heliotropes, obviously. You still need your 3 Heliotropes. Still using 3 casters because they're the main, they're your main combo piece for the deck. They let you get your normal summon, an extra normal summon, so they're basically a first turn Ophion. Then you got 3 Karikions because late game he turns into a monster because he allows you to make another 1 turn Ophion, basically, really easily. 1 Mandragora if your opponent has more monsters than, or 2 Mandragora, sorry, if your opponent has more monsters than you, then you get to special summon it from your hand. And then for the Perform Mages, I'm using still 1 Trick Clown, still 2 Damage Jugglers, and 2 Hat Trickers. The ratio hasn't changed because it's a good ratio. I see them as much as I need them. Very good. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spell lineup. Start off with 1 Mask Change 2. Yeah, this still has the ability to use Dark Law in it, so I'm going to continue to use Dark Law in the extra deck. I bumped it down to 1 because I needed more space for other things in here to compensate for the loss of the 2 reinforcement of the armies. So only 1 reinforcement of the army. You really need it. I mean, really need it to get to your combo pieces, to get to your caster, and everything. So, definitely a necessity. Next card being Infestation Pandemic. You search it with your Ophion, and it's Forbidden Lance for all your Evilswarm monsters that are on the field for the rest of the turn, unaffected by spells and traps, which combos really well with Dark Hole, using 2 Dark Holes. Because you can, so why not? Use 2 Dark Holes, activate Dark Hole, Infestation Pandemic, wipe your opponent's board, you keep all your monsters, very strong play. Using 1 Foolish Burial, mainly for the Perform Mages, just dump that in the grave, but if you need another Evilswarm, like you got Karikion in hand, and you have 1 in grave, you need another Karikion, or another 1 in grave to get Karikion's effect, so you go ahead and just drop on Foolish. Using 1 Soul Charge because you need it. It's a game changer. It sets your board up. It helps you regain field advantage. Same reason as you use 2 Instant Fusions. Yeah, there's a lot of life point paying in this deck, but it pays off to pay your life points because Norden in this deck gets you your rank 4s. It's crazy good. You could go Norden, you can Instant Fusion Norden, Mask Change, then you got Norden Dark Law on the field, and that's really a strong play. And then 3 Upstart Goblins still for the consistency, for the draw consistency. Onto the traps, we're using 1 Breakthrough Skill, 1 Fiendish Chain, 1 Torrential Tribute. Let's see, what can I say about these? You need the Fiendish Chain, you need Breakthrough Skill, because effects are running rampant, and I prefer it in this ratio, 1 and 1, rather than 2 Fiendish Chains or 2 Breakthrough Skills. If I had space, I would definitely use more Fiendish Chains and Breakthrough Skills, because, I mean, obviously, stopping your opponent's stuff from affecting you, your game state is really, really, really strong. So, if I could, I would bump them up, but I like the ratio as it is because Breakthrough Skill, you can reuse it once it's already gone. You basically get 2 uses out of it. So, and then Torrential Tribute, go TT, Infestation Pandemic, wipe your opponent's board, keep all your monsters. So, I mean, yeah, we lost Exciton, but we can still keep doing it. 1 Vanity's Emptiness, because it says no to your opponent. One Solemn Warning, same reason, no monsters. These next two I put in here, I'm putting in for compensation for some of the reinforcement of the army. I'm doing 2 Reckless Greeds, but this is just my personal preference for Reckless Greeds right now for this, because I don't really have space for the third one, and you don't really need 3. By the time you get to the third one, you're pretty much thinned out your deck, and if you haven't hit your combos, then you probably aren't going to get a chance to this duel. But anyways, to compensate for this, if you don't like Reckless Greed, I would highly recommend using Allure of Darkness and replace 1 Reckless Greed with Allure of Darkness and 1 with Burial from a Different Dimension. Burial from a Different Dimension has a lot of synergy with this deck because you can banish stuff with your Karikion and put it back in your graveyard and get your Karikion's effect again because you get to banish again. And then the next 2, Deck Devi and Eradicator. If you've never Deck Devied someone or Eradicator Epidemic someone, like, it just puts them on the freaking ropes. It makes them play super hard. So these also are compensation for the loss of Exciton Knight. We have to keep the heat on, we have to keep the pressure on, we cannot let up. So that was it for the main deck. The main deck, still 40 cards. Really all I had to edit mostly was 2 cards in the extra deck, so I'll just run through it real fast one more time. 3 Ophions, standard. 2 Behemoths, still like 2 Behemoths because I like to take my opponent's stuff. Still 1 Diamond Direwolf, too good not to use it, gets over a lot of stuff. Gaga Cowboy for that last 800 push. Oh man, do I love Gaga Cowboy for the last 800 push. Number 50 Black Ship of Corn, Abyss Dweller, Castell. Here's where the deck list, the extra deck, varies from the last video. I put in 1 Mage Stroke because I had space for it. If I could, I'd take it out and put in a 101, but I don't have a 101 right now. And in the meantime, she sticks around, so I'm not complaining. And then the next one is Perform Mage Trapeze Magician, because you do have a bunch of spellcasters in here, and it's a pretty good game changer to have him on the field. You don't take damage if the amount is less than or equal to 2,500, which is his attack. Once per turn during the main phase, you can detach an XYZ material and target a monster other than this card, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. But it gets destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So if you use that on another one of your XYZs, you pretty much can push for game with Trapeze Magician. Also, if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a Perform Mage monster from the deck. So this gets you to more Perform Mages more faster. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, still 2 Norden, whatever, and 1 Darklaw. The deck is really fun. The deck was really competitive right before November, right before we lost Exciton. It was so much more competitive. But, I feel like it's still got a lot of potential because it was putting the screws on Cosmos hardcore. It put the screws on Magispectors. It puts the screws on, everything. And to be able to stop your opponent's monster effects is just great. And then on top of that, Deck Devi, just, oh my gosh, it's not fair. So, if you guys like the video, like the video. Comment with any comments you have about this deck. Any questions, I'd be glad to answer. Anything you'd like to say, just put it in the comments section, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed making it, and thank you for the subscriptions. And hopefully I'll be putting up a lot more content here in the future. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.